So I opened my door and apparently there's a vlogger in the area. What's your name again?
MJ.
MJ. MJ's a vlogger. He wants to see some snakes. So let's go show MJ some snakes.
Let's do it. But yeah, man, welcome back to the Snake Trap Sessions. I am so excited to be back. What is good, everybody? It's your boy MJ up in the building. Welcome back to another episode of the Trap Vlogs. If this is your first time tapping into your boy, a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. That way you're on top of every single vlog I drop here on this channel, and then drop a comment. Let me know what you're liking best out of all these vlogs. I gotta say, this is gonna be an awesome vlog. As you guys see, I am at the man, the myth, the legend, Gary Schiavino of GS Reptiles. This is gonna be an awesome time. Why don't we go check out the tour of both of his rooms? Okay, he has more than one room, so why don't we just get straight to business? Let's tap into my homie Gary. Let's go learn about a thing or two. Maybe go look at a world's first. Chee!
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Man. You help yourself.
All right, Gary, what do you have to show us?
We got a brown fish tank, MJ. My project, but I plan to get it up and going during the holidays. About a tannins from the wood, but this will be crystal clear. This will have fish in it sooner than later. That is my goal, sometime at or before the end of the year. So this is my goal for the end of 2022. I have had fish my whole life. I've always had them. I have another tank in my office, but when I wanted to get into discus, so I had this tank specifically made with the help of my buddy Keith McPeak and just some other friends who helped me out and get this tank up and running. So yeah, I'm pumped. I've killed a lot of chondros in my day, and now I'm gonna get to kill a lot of discus. So I'm really excited about that. Well, the people in the fishing game know very well, but when you are very
big fan of your YouTube channel. You know, if you guys don't know, GS Reptiles on YouTube, my favorite reptile YouTube channel. It's good to be in this room because I'm very familiar with this room, man. But let's break down this room for us.
Yeah, so pretty much every animal here, except for the basins, I produce in this room. It's all manicory chondros. I'm going to say between both rooms, I have about 30 manicory chondros, 3.5 Amazon basins. I have a couple nice northern emeralds in here. That's as far as all the arboreal stuff. And then I also have some terrestrial animals in here as well. I have I keep a group of Sabu pythons in here. It's about 10 of those. I keep a small group of Het for T-positive children's pythons. And I also have some ball pythons, which are the MJ Exanthic line, the lightning pied. So I'm really excited to get those going as well. In the other room, we're going to get into some carpets and diamonds and some Sanzania.
In December, what does that mean right now in this room? Where are things at as far as breeding plants go?
Still feeding regularly. Unfortunately, here in New Jersey, you could say global warming, whatever it is, the temperatures are simply, there's just not as cold as they used to be over the last, say, 10 years. So it's a lot of unstable temperatures. For example, yesterday was 58 degrees, 60 degrees. What I do now is I just keep pushing back. Every year I get a little later. So I will continue. I'm shutting down some animals as far as feeding, but I'm going to start cycling, starting cooling in the month of January. I'll start doing some pairing at the end of January, beginning of February.
We look at your Sabus first? Because I'm
yeah.
such a Sabu guy because of you know.
Man. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to show you here just and they're very cage defensive. But I just never hesitate. I just reach right in and get them. That's a silver female. Yeah, it's a pretty little girl. This girl's about 6 years old. They're born, I'll show you a baby as well. They're just born really silver and they go through a cool anagenic color change. They always look different too. At night, they just even look prettier. They actually just look a lot more silver. So this is, one little girl. Let me show you another quick little female in here.
So this is a silver or it's not a silver?
That's a silver.
Okay.
I'll show you a regular too so you can really compare them. This one's a little more. It's another silver girl. And it's weird, I know they look more brown at this time, but it's one of those animals, they just, if you look at them at night, they just look completely different.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah, just really silver looking.
How are they as babies? Are they, kind of, cage defensive?
Super bitey, yeah, super bitey. But I never hesitate. I just reach right in. I'm going to show you this. I don't even hesitate. But that's a normal Sabu python.
Wow.
That's het for silver.
So for a long time, these snakes were available, and they just disappeared.
They disappeared. You can't even find them on the island of Sabu anymore. The island is 6 miles by 10 miles.
A snake like this in a 4x2, you think it would do okay, or?
I think it would eat for you, but I think it would. This one you can see how much more silver it's looking right now. I think it would just strike at the glass a lot. That's what I think.
What did you say the temps are in this rack for the Sabus?
On the hot spot, you got about 85 degrees.
Okay, so just like balls or something.
Yeah, super. I mean, they're actually very low maintenance. It's just a normal Sabu python.
I really like this.
Yeah, just a normal male. And there's a lot of variation in the color on them.
So the ideal time for you to start pairing your Sabus would be around
later the better. I'll do that in like late January, early February, and I will get them as cold as I can in here. I'll get them down to 60 degrees. And the thing about Sabu pythons is that they love to reabsorb their eggs. With most python species, once a female goes off a feed, we tend to separate the males because you assume they're gravid.
Right.
With Sabus, you need to keep your male in there at all times. You need to keep them copulating because if you do not do that, females love to reabsorb their follicles, and that's what I've learned over the last couple of years. I've had several females reabsorb. Now I leave the males in there, and I always get clutches of eggs. It really works. So you see them ovulate.
Yeah.
Once I see them ovulate, and then I'll pull the males out. So here I got some pretty imported or captive hatched.
Wow.
That's a 2000, and he's going to be 2 years old. Yeah, a male Bolini.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's a really pretty animal.
And
he will not be staying in these racks.
Where'd you acquire him from?
I got him through a friend.
Nice.
Yeah, he was an imported baby about 2 years ago, so that's the male. He'll be going off to his new home soon. I got him in for a friend of mine. We'll be shedding out in the next couple of days.
And this is also going to your friend?
Yes, yeah, it's a male-female pair.
Wow. He's
going to set up a beautiful, his goal is to breed him. He's planning on getting more pair. His goal is he really wants to breed him.
More power to him, man.
This is a 2020 female Basin Emerald.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're just super sweet. So it's an Amazon Basin Emerald. She's a 2-year-old female. She's currently eating like frozen thawed weaned rats. I go with the typical principles of emerald tree boas. I wait till they defecate. I feed 3 meals, and after 3 meals, if they don't defecate, I'll hold off on feeding them. But I pretty much, I give them a hot spot of 85, 86 degrees. I pretty much treat them exactly like chondros, except with chondros, I keep them a little cooler. I keep my chondros 82, 83 degrees. Even though I have so many cages, like these racks like this, I don't even know how 20 to 25 helix running in these rooms because so many cages I have different temperatures in. But yeah, she's doing great, and she's 2 years old, so we need another 4 years on her before we could breed her. It's a game of patience with Basins.
It's a good size for 2 years, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been really.
Yep. It's worse. Yeah.
Now, what has worked for you as far as raising up an emerald? And we'll talk about Basins, obviously. As far as like the how often you feed your emeralds, what's been working for you?
Every 15 days, that's what I do, MJ. Unless they defecate prior to that, I might go 10 to 15 days. But some northerns, just to give you an idea of size. So these northerns, I'm going to show you guys right now. I got them as red babies. These are 2018. And these girls are coming up on 4 years old, and it's, I really raise them slowly until they hit about the 2-year mark when I can start getting larger. I was feeding them small rats for a long time, and over the last 6 months, I go, wow, these things could take a medium rat. And my friend Keith McPeak always tells me, don't be afraid to feed them, and they've really been putting a lot of size on, both girth and length. So, yeah, so she's coming up on 4 years old, I think 1 more year, and we're going to introduce her to a male.
Another male northern? Or are you going to put a Basin to her?
I'm going to give her to my friend Keith McPeak on breeding loan, 2 females,
nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Keith McPeak.
Yeah.
But the good ones, man, they can handle anything.
It's true.
They're insane. It's crazy how they can just digest.
Yeah, that's just another. This is her sister. This is all in the same litter. It was an imported gravid female.
That dropped.
And I just held back 2 of them, and yeah, they're doing great.
Really,
I
remember when you had those babies, and I regret not getting them.
I regret not keeping them. But as you can see, guys, I'm out of room. I don't have a single empty cage. Right? I have 3 in the other room, but
You could still make good ones even.
I recently acquired. Yeah, I made it as like 2 years ago, I just made a decision. I really want to put a group of Basins together. So I do have one adult female too on loan with our friend Marshall Mendez. So hopefully we'll see if anything happens with her. But she's 16, 17 years old. I'm not looking for any miracles with her, but if anybody could do it, I know Marshall can. So we'll see what happens.
And you've had quite a bit of a road with the Basin so far, haven't you? As far as
I had one litter of Basins, MJ, 2 years ago, and I got all slugs from that girl. If you asked me what I would do differently, I would tell you I have no idea.
But it's not steering away from the project at all.
Absolutely not. No, it's easy. Everybody would be doing them. So
This is a breathtaking.
yeah, she's a pretty girl.
Now, I mean, let me ask you this: would you assume that this thing's going to be dark? This is going to be one dark Basin. You feel like?
MJ, I hope it holds its coloration. I hope
That
it stays
black
the
on
way it
its
is right
nose.
now. Yeah, it's just a pretty animal. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but it's been doing something pretty special since it went through its onogenic color change. Only because even though I didn't own these animals, I had seen them on a regular basis because they were owned by my buddy, so I used to see them in his collection all the time. And I always say, you know what, I'm super fortunate because I get to get some pretty awesome animals, but don't ever think I'm not going crazy over this stuff. I'm not down here staring at this stuff all the time. I
Right.
absolutely love it. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm just super excited to have it. I love Basins. Something about an Amazon Basin to me is, I love chondros, but Basins are something. I would say there's something spiritual about them. I don't know how to explain it, but that's another male Basin in here. So there's 2.5 in the group right now. So he's another male. Yeah, he's really pretty.
Killing it, Gary.
Yeah.
2.5. And this didn't come from the.
No, this came from a gentleman by the name of Hoy Nuyugen. Hoy's out on the West Coast.
I know who that guy is.
Yeah, and Hoy produced 33 babies last year. He's just one of those guys who stays under the radar, but he produces some amazing stuff. He's got all of his lineage, I believe, comes from Ed Marino, and just a great guy to deal with.
And this is another male.
There's another male, yep, which is completely unrelated to my other male. So I have, out of the 8 Basins, I want to say I have 4 different bloodlines.
To keep your males lower than your females as far as rack position goes, or what's your stance on that?
Honestly, I don't really give it much thought, MJ. I wish I did. It's just a matter of just where I had cage space available. We have to start getting ourselves that crazy over cage position. That's when it starts not being fun anymore. So,
Message.
I'm just gonna hopefully wish for the best.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
The less I screw with these animals, sometimes the better off these animals are, and that's really what I subscribe to. I'm not gonna have a lot. I probably have hopefully 1 clutch coming up this season. And then this is stuff I produced 2 years ago. There was 9 animals in the clutch. I kept everything back, and these are just all really pretty. 2 different bloodlines, 2 unrelated clutches I held back from. And most of these were females, which was great. 1994. I got 2 chondros. They were produced by Tracy Barker. Yep, and I bought them from Pete Kyle, and those are the first 2 I got. And then in 2013, I hatched out over 100 baby chondros in 2013. That was my best year of chondros. And as I always say to people, I have not hatched out 100 chondros since 2013. So that's how chondros are, you know.
Take what you can get.
Yeah, I get a clutch a year now, 2 clutch a year. I am a super happy camper. Another pretty Maniquari, unrelated to, actually no, it's the same clutch as that one, but just a little different looking.
Maniquari is your main focus.
Yeah, this is Morelia Pulcher, and I just love these. These are all red Neos, and I just always loved them. And I'll be honest with you, I had stuff that I was producing animals I think were far nicer years ago that I lost for various reasons. I just lost. I think I had, to be honest, I think I had Nido in a lot of the animals before we knew what Nido was years ago. It's just that simple. We all did back then. We thought it was a respiratory infection. I think we all lost some beautiful animals. So I started up again, and yeah, but I'm holding stuff back. That's the thing I think we all learned, to hold a lot more animals back.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, just decided with, I love this locality. I'm not a big designer guy. I appreciate the designer stuff. I absolutely love it. I love the really blue stuff, Andrew, you work. It's amazing. And I just love taking the Maniquaris and making them as pretty as I possibly can make them. And this is what we referred to back then as an Rfax locality chondro. And then it was determined that really there are no Rfax chondros in the territory of Rfax. We call them all Maniquaris. It's not that far apart from each other. There's Rfax mountain range, there's a Maniquari mountain range, and they're not that far apart from each other. Yeah, it's just deceiving when you look at them through the cages. You can't get a sense of just how pretty they are and blue they are. But,
This is nuts.
and they really do. It sounds like the old cliche, but they really do get prettier as they get bigger. Yeah. Just clean looking animals.
This is a Maniquari or?
Maniquari, yep. All these were red babies. Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Man.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I love it.
Well, guys, that's everything in this room. Gary has another room. Why don't we go check out the other room? This is so epic. Yes, this is my happy place. What a beautiful place to hang out. Check this out. Check this out.
I was breeding for a long time and then I got out of it. I was so focused on chondros for so long. I want to start seeing some other snakes. Yeah.
Gary, room number 2.
Yeah.
What a beauty, man.
Thank you, MJ. This is going to be my cooler room. So this is where I have my Sanzania, my Eastern Sanzania, which is in Madagascar. They're eastern, so the eastern part of the island, and it's a much cooler part of the island. As Tom Crutchfield mentioned, that there was actually frost on the ground when he found some Eastern Sanzania. I also keep my diamond pythons in here, which require cooler temperatures. So I could probably get this room down to the low 60s. I'm thinking hopefully I'll have some good success breeding the carpets and the Sanzania this year. I'm going to give them both a go.
Now let me ask you this: is there anyone who's been successful at breeding these without lowering the temps that low, or do you feel like that's a given?
I'll tell you, if you breed diamond pythons, you 1000% do not have to bring them down to 50 or 60 degrees. However, you will get a higher infertility rate with your eggs. You're gonna get eggs, but you're gonna get a higher infertility rate. It's just that simple. But you will be able to reduce them. And as we know, male diamonds, just you get them down to the low 50s. As scary as that is, it really works out really well for the animals. But just in general, diamonds should be kept at cooler temperatures. You don't want to, I give them all my animals. They have no belly heat. My diamond pythons, they have all radiant heat panels. It's set at 85 degrees, but other than that, the rest of the cage in this room is 76 to 77 degrees on the cooler side. This is all Sanzania. So these are Rfaxchondros, 3 of them up here, and these are all Sanzania. And not to keep babbling, but people say, do you have to cycle animals to breed them? No, you don't have to cycle animals to breed them. However, if you're not successful breeding your animals, you're going to look back and say, maybe it would have helped if I light cycled them. Maybe it would have helped if I heat cycled them. Maybe it would have helped if I food cycled them. So there's no downside to cycling your animals. There's a potential downside if you do not cycle them, because you may not wind up breeding them and you'll wind up losing an entire season because you didn't bother to cycle your animals.
So are you somebody who does a complete cycle, not
Yes.
only so you do the lighting, temperature, and the food?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hedge my bets. Doesn't mean I'm successful, but I
Right.
hedge my bets.
Right.
Yeah. That's an adult female. Take her, Andrew. She won't bite you.
It's crazy how they spend. What would you say as far as the time frame that you've noticed with keeping them, as far as the time that they spend on the ground and versus the time that they spend
babies
elevated?
are arboreal and adults are terrestrial. They really do. You'll always find them again. Babies, you'll always find them climbing. They'll always be Persian babies.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Look at that. I like that.
Yeah.
Look at the variation. This is so cool.
That's a full-grown female right there. They can get bigger than that, but it's something that size easily will breed. She's coming up on 4 years old.
So your total group as far as green Sanzanias is what? Gary?
2.3. Yeah, 2.3 in the group. 2.2 are ready to go, and this little girl, she just needs a couple more years on her. She's
That's
just 4 years
really
old. I sold the parents to this baby about 12, 15 years ago. And the guy who produced them said, I got these from you. You want one of the babies? So I was like, hell yeah.
So Keith McPeak was the first one to produce these?
He was one of the first non-zoo,
Okay.
private person to breed them. Definitely. This is the mother to all the 75% animals. You see how pretty she is. She's just a bright yellow girl. That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
So the 75% animals I'm showing you guys, she's the mom.
And this is Gamma?
This is a Diamond Jungle Jaguar. She's a gamma line. She was produced by Martin Roseman.
What does Gamma mean? What is a...
It's just a bloodline. It's like with the jungle carpet, you say a highlighter bloodline.
Right.
Gamma is just a high yellow line of.
So what percentage of diamond is this?
Her father was 100% pure diamond.
Pure diamond. So
50%.
50%.
She's 50%.
diamond?
Well, it's actually more than that because the mother is partial diamond. We just
You
don't know
don't
how.
know what percentage?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I bought her what's called as a Gothenburg Zoo line diamond python, and Gothenburg Zoo is a zoo based. It's in Sweden. I spoke to a lot of people about it, and they don't seem to have any. Yeah,
That is
she's just a
incredible.
pretty girl, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very good. Once she's out, she's hopefully good. But
Look at that. How long you had her for now, Gary?
I've had her. She's a 2019, and I've had her for probably. give you a specific answer because I'm a pretty anal guy. 2020, October 28th of 2020. So I've had her over 2 years now.
Have you been tagged by one of these yet?
Not this size.
No.
Yeah, not diamonds. Carpets, plenty of them. Yeah.
I was gonna say they're probably bites similar to a carpet. You would think.
Yeah,
right?
they're not aggressive, man. I just don't handle my animals. It's just
Right.
that simple. So
Yeah.
they always think they're going to eat. But she's fine right now, Andrew. I'm not.
No, I mean it's I'm okay. This is an okay snake to get bit by.
2 seconds later.
I'm sorry, Andrew.
Should let him go now. I like him.
Can you get your hand out?
Wouldn't be the first time I've been on camera.
Amen, brother.
This is a pure jungle girl. And you can see she's just really textbook, I would say, jungle carpet.
Look at that face.
Yeah, and she produced relapser. She gave me 9 perfect eggs, and I shipped out some beautiful babies. I think people are going to be really happy with them. But with this line, what's so cool about them is, yes, I love the yellow on them, but they're just so black, and that's what I love because it really makes that yellow pop. These were produced by my friend David Hastings.
For the exciting stuff.
No collection would be complete without some ball pythons. This is the MJ Xanthic Pieds, Marcus Jane. They call this line the Lightning Pied. So this is a pinto version of a pied. So I have this male and I have 2 pied females that are het for MJ Xanthic. So I'll produce pinto pieds and het Xanthics and lightning pieds. So I love them. I think it's just so fun when you breed 2 things together. You never know exactly what you're gonna get with the babies, and that's what keeps me involved with the ball pythons, especially since I know I can always pick them up too without getting bit.
Right. And how long have you been breeding ball pythons for now?
I've been breeding them for a long time. I could actually show you. I think I bred my first ball pythons normals in 1988, and those were just normal ball pythons. And I know I'm very old, but it's the truth. I did not even know how to incubate the eggs. I gave them to my buddy who incubated them for me.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. John Martin.
Shout out to John Martin. That's OG right there. Well, I gotta say, this was one dreamy collection to visit. All right, guys, that's all we're gonna have on this episode of the Trap Vlogs. If you enjoyed what you saw, please drop a comment. Let me know what you like best out of this facility tour. I gotta say, this was an awesome visit. Thank you to my boy Gary Schiavino for letting me and my boy Andrew come and visit. But guys, if this is your first time tapping in, make sure you guys don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. See you guys here next week for another Trap Vlogs, and I'm out. Cheers. Thank you for watching this week's Snake Trap Sessions vlogs. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Drop me a comment. If you're looking for exclusive Snake Trap Sessions content, make sure you go down to the link below, join the Trap Talk Patreon family for all exclusive content, and to join the Trap Talk Discord. I'll see you guys here next week. Cheers!